today I'm going to talk a little bit about Swiss triplets and flam accents, which you might be really comfortable with, or you might have absolutely no idea what they are. I know from my experience, flam accents was something that I used from studying a syllabus that it was part of the rudiments, but the Swiss triplets wasn't in it. So my exposure to Swiss triplets is less than my exposure to flam accents. The reason I'm pulling both of these together is because they're similar. First things first, what's a Swiss triplet? Okay, so it's down to a sticking pattern, which is what most rudiments are. A Swiss triplet, okay? It starts out with a flam. We're going to start out with a right-handed flam because we're going to lead off with my right hand, which is my dominant hand, okay? So a right-handed flam. If you don't know how to do a right-handed flam, go look at the flam video. Right-handed flam, followed by another right, and then left, okay? So it's flam, right, left. Right-handed, or right-handed hit, and then left. Flam, right, left. Flam, right, left. So, what you've really got going on here is, if we take away the flam, you've got right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Because it's a right-handed flam, the right leads. Flam, right, left, flam, right, left. And you can see the triplet feel there. Evenly, evenly, triplet, triplet, one and a two and a three and a four and a... You don't know what triplets are? Back to the triplet video. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can speed that up to like impressive and crazy fast. What you might not do naturally is practicing the left hand lead, or for left hand drummers the right hand lead. So whatever your dominant hand is, try practicing with your weaker hand lead, because you don't want to be a one-sided drummer that can only play with your dominant hand. So for me, that's a left-handed flam, a left-handed tap, and a right. Flam, left, right. Flam, left, right. Flam. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the Swiss triplet. Okay, and an awful lot of people will learn it as a rudiment. They'll keep it on one pad. They'll get bored with it and they'll move on before they really can do anything with it. There's no point in learning a skill and not applying it to anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply that to a rock beat. And to get the different sound from the right or the left, we're going to use the floor tom, or this pad in my situation, for the right hand, and the snare drum is going to be on the left. Okay, so the fill is just going to be a Swiss triplet over and over again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice I'm leading with the right hand every time there, so I'm going to try lead with the left hand now where it's weak. 4, 3, 4. Okay, so you'll notice that coming out with that fill, because I'm leading off with the opposite hand, it's harder. You can't hit your nice solid crash with the right hand because it's a left hand lead. There's a huge temptation here to stay with your strengths, and obviously your strength is going to be with your dominant hand. So if you're left-handed, there's going to be a huge temptation to always lead with your left hand, and the same as if you're right-handed, there's a huge temptation to always lead with your right hand. So try, and especially if you're doing this from the very start, if this is your introduction to Swiss triplets, don't allow yourself to learn it incorrectly. Spend the same amount of time working on a left hand lead as you do on your right hand, because if you allow your abilities to increase on your right hand to really comfortable and you're really uncomfortable with your left hand, then you're always going to want to lead off with the right. You're never going to want to go back, start again and work on your left hand. So start right and work with both hands. So I said at the start of the video that I was going to do Swiss triplets and flam accents, and I also said that the reason I'm going to do both is because they're very similar. The Swiss triplets, the sticking is a right-handed flam, a right and a left. Flam, right, left, flam, right, left, flam, right, left, flam, right, left. The flam accent is a flam and a triplet, so it's flam, 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 flam. And the only difference between a Swiss triplet and a flam accent is the sticking. Okay? And what I mean by that is they're both leading off with a flam. They're both in a triplet feel, but they don't have the same sticking on the two hits after the flam. So let's say they both start out with a right-handed flam. Okay? The Swiss triplet's going to go right, left. The flam accent goes left, right. So they reverse. So Swiss triplet, flam, right, left, left, flam, right, left, flam, right, left. And it doesn't naturally alternate. The flam accent does. So you got flam, left, right, then followed by a left-handed flam, flam, right, left. Okay? So you don't have to spend equal amounts of time practicing a left hand and a right hand on a flam accent because it naturally alternates. So what I mean by that in normal English is my first one is going to be leading with the right, the second one naturally leads with the left because of the sticking. Flam, right, left, flam, left, right, flam, right, left, flam, left, right. You put that on your two pads. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. For me, the Swiss triplets are the more difficult rudiment because I've spent no time practicing them compared to the amount of times I've done flam accents. But they're both just as important as each other, and I've noticed that there are some teachers that will favour the Swiss triplet over flam accents, and that's probably because they were introduced to it before they were introduced to flam accent. You can't really control what rudiments are focused on by your teacher when you're learning, so it could be one or the other, and it's good to know that they're both different and they're not the same rudiment with different names. They both have completely different feels, even though they're very, very similar in their approach and what's actually involved in them. They're both flam based at the start, they're both triplet based in feel, but they sound different when you play them. So that's the reason I rolled them in together. I could have done two separate videos here and dragged it out, but there's no point. These are two things that can practice well together, and it's important that you give them both time, because if you practice just one, the other one's going to be too difficult for you. And really, I can't emphasize how important it is to practice with your weaker hand on the Swiss triplets, because I've seen so many people absolutely blisteringly fast with their dominant hand on Swiss triplets, but they will never ever show you how fast they are with their weaker hand because they've not practiced it as much. Okay, I'm going to leave that here. Like always, if you like the video, please click like. If you have any comments, I'd love to get some feedback, so please take the time to leave a comment down below. Share the video with any drummer friends you might have, whether you're drum kit based or you're drum corps based, it doesn't matter. Give me some feedback, and if you have any requests for topics to be covered, write them in down below, and if I can get around to doing them, I will. This is very possibly the last pad lesson I'll be doing for a while, because the pad kit's staying in California. I'm back to Ireland this weekend, and I'll be back onto probably electronic kit, and hopefully a little bit of actual acoustic kit. So again, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in the next video.